Welcome to When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. Today's guest is, can you tell the people who you are and where you from?
Slic-50, St. Louis too.
For sure, for sure. How was it for you growing up in St. Louis, Missouri?
Ah man, it was beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's just like anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? It was hood shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I had a lot of family around as a kid. You know what I'm saying? My cousins, my grandmother, my mother, my sister, my uncles, we all lived in like the same house. You know what I'm saying? At one point, it could be this person heard, and another point, it could be somebody else heard. Like, you know what I'm saying? But it was always love. It was always
Mhm.
love.
Okay. So when did you fall in love with hip hop?
That had to be about, see, I'm 42. That had to be about 87, 88, 87, 88.
Okay.
I had found this mixtape on the train tracks in Robertson. You know what I'm saying? A small area outside of St. Louis. I found this tape. It had epmd on it. It had some real old school hip hop on it. And then after that, my sister was older than me, so she was 6 years older than me, so she was real heavy into it already before I even knew what it was. So going to her room and seeing Redhead Kingpin and MC Light, Big Daddy Kane, Eric B. and Rakim all on her wall and all that, it was a go. Like you can't escape it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay. So when was the first time you actually picked up the microphone, man, and expressed hip hop?
The first time I got on the mic, I ain't start writing like real like bars and verses till I was like 19. Honestly,
Okay.
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, about 19, that was the first time I really got on the mic and tried to attempt at doing something, and it sounded terrible. It sounded terrible. It sounded like I was reading, but
Yeah.
I stuck with it. I had to stick with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So how did basketball play a part in your life, and does hip hop go hand in hand with sports in your eyes?
Yeah, yeah. I first started hooping at like I was around 9 years old, 10 years old. We was in Long Beach at the time. We had moved to Long Beach, and my old dude had, you know what I'm saying, he bought me a basketball because at that time, especially like the late 80s, early 90s in California, it was real hot no matter how old you was. You know what I'm saying? Like you really had to have your head on a swivel. And so he got me the basketball, got me on the team at the Y to get me away from what was around our area, you know. So, but as far as basketball and hip hop, yeah, it goes hand in hand, man. Like you see, like you look at Cam and Mace, like them dudes was nice on the court and off the court. You know what I'm saying? So it all correlates. As far as me, you know what I'm saying? It was just it was hand in hand. Like I remember my freshman year. Now we back here in St. Louis. We moved back here. So my freshman year, I'm on the team, and on the way to the game, I'm playing Ready to Die just to get in that mode. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of what we finna do. We on a mission, so I'm just ready to die. And then it was another track that LL Cool J had with Foxy Brown and Fat Joe on it. I can't remember the name of it right now, but listening
Yeah.
to that type of music to get me in the mode to go ball, it went hand in hand.
Okay. So I had an interview with St. Louis artist Steve Corrosive. He said he met you at Off the Trunk Records. Can you recall that story?
Out the trunk, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I
off the
remember
trunk.
seeing the first time I met Bo or Corrosive. First time I met Corrosive, I think, like I said, I was about 19.
Okay.
You know, I met him through Ill Fidelity. I met him through him. Ill took me to the studio because he picked me up. He knew I was he heard I was rapping somehow, but I don't think he knew what, my advancement in as
Yeah.
far as the bars and stuff was because I had just started. But he had faith in me, like, man, this dude cold. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? So he take me to the studio. As soon as I get in the studio, as soon as we get in the house, it was in the house over near Normandy or Hanley Hill, something like that. So I walk in the house and Boulder on the couch. Corrosive is on the couch. Young dude, little mini fro, but he was nice. Like I didn't know he rapped. I thought he actually lived there because he was on
Yeah.
the couch in the living room like he stayed there with no shirt on and all that. Like I'm thinking he stayed here,
Right,
but
right.
he came down to the lab and he was spitting. I'm like, oh, dude, tough. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm like, he said he had started around 12 or 13 or whatever. Like I looked up to him because I wasn't advanced in the game, but these dudes had bars. Like everybody over there had skills,
Yeah.
and I'm a rookie. You know what I'm saying? I'm a rookie. I was just happy to be in the room, but it was real vicious too. Like if you didn't have the bars for the track that was playing, you wasn't getting on the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a blood sport. It was just like that.
Hmm. So, where did the Pit Boys originate from, and how did you get the name slic-50?
The Pit Boys, it originated at ODT. It
Okay.
originated at Out the Trunk Records. They had a group. We was just like we was loose ends off to the side. They was really pushing this group called the Mechanics. They was pushing them, and they was nice. They was pushing them, and we was just a bunch of solo artists. So they decided to put us together, and everything was based around like mechanic, car, auto, out the trunk. It was all based around the automobile. So the name came, and Ben, which was the CEO, he called us the Grease Monkeys. We like, nah, cuz we're not doing that.
Right,
we
right,
not,
right.
and then later on somebody said the pit crew. Like, a pit crew on a racetrack takes care of
Yeah.
the car, takes care of the driver. I was like, oh, that's hard. I
Hmm.
like that. And then we ended up taking the PIT and making an acronym out of it, and it became the Phenomenal Infamous Track Makers.
Oh man,
So
that's hard.
yeah, so that's where that came from. And then how I got the name slic-50 was on my first job at Target. I'm at Target and I had a rap name. My rap name was Chaos at the time. And but Ben was like, man, you need another name to go along with the group, to go along with the pit. And so I was like, all right. And so I'm at work and I'm lining stuff up on the shelves in the automotive aisle. So I'm straightening out cans and oil and all that. And then I see something that says slic-50 on it. And I'm like, that sounds like a dope ass name.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I looked at the back of it and it was like, it's not really oil, it just enhances the oil. So it makes it better, it make it run better, it makes it
Mhm.
smoother and all that stuff. So I'm like, I like that shit. So I just took the K off, put a dash there, and it was slic-50.
Man,
That's how it happened.
that's a dope name. All right, moving on, man. Can you shed light on how the group stlmo G's came about, and how did the record BOOC get created?
Uh, stlmo G's, that was my older cousin, Mr.
Okay.
Sharp. He we was like I say, I just started at 19 and I knew he was nice. He was nice from a long time ago. So uh he was like, we're gonna be a group called stlmo G's. It's gonna be me and you and your sister Cream gonna sing the hooks and all that. I'm like, hey, I'm with it. And so we actually went to this cat that I went to school with. He was a little older than me too. But I found out he was doing tracks from we was man, it was so vibrant back then. I had a partner named um I forgot my man's name, Lamont. Lamont was dope. He had some bars, and so he introduced me to George. But I knew George from school, and George, he had like some production equipment in his basement. And so, like I said, at 19, we over there, we did a song called "Ready to Ride." That was the first one. That was the first one we did. And then I heard the beat for BOOC, but BOOC came from Shell Shock with Mac and Soldier Slim.
Oh,
And
okay.
it was a song they had called I think it was Can I Ball? Can I Ball on Shell Shock? And so like I'm a huge No Limit fan,
Yeah, yeah.
first off.
Okay.
And so at the end of that track, at the end of Can I Ball, they was talking. And I believe it was Soldier Slim that was like, we BOOC balling
Mhm.
out of control. And that's where it
Yeah.
came from. I was like, that's hard. Balling out of control. Like, that's hard, man. So we made a song out of it and it got spun on the radio a couple times and spun in the clubs. And I thought I was gonna be able to quit Target. I'm like, we rich, and I ain't gotta do shit no more.
Right, right,
But
right.
that ain't, it ain't how the business work at all.
Yeah, and with that being said, man, what are your feelings about people comparing you to No Limit artist Mac for as your sound, your vibration on the track?
Um, it first of all, like that's my favorite artist. You know, outside of Pac and the you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. Like Mac is just dude is amazing, man. The wordplay, the with everything. You know, he was just a dope artist. But as far I wasn't even rapping at the time when somebody told me I sounded like him. That's the crazy part.
Mm,
I wasn't even rapping. I wasn't even rapping. I was actually talking. I was talking to this chick, and we was on the phone, and
yeah,
she was like, "You know, who you sound like." And I was like, "No, not really." She was like, "You sound like Mac." As you know, speaking. Like I said, I
yeah,
wasn't even rapping. I was actually playing basketball at the time. Wasn't even thinking about rapping. I was
yeah.
just a fan.
Right,
And
right.
then when I did start, you know what I'm saying, rapping and writing and whatnot, that's when I would hear the comparisons. People was like, "Oh man, he sound like a Midwest Mac and all that." And you know, I don't trip off of it. I
Yeah.
know Ill Fidelity at one point he was because he was my producer. He was
Mm,
our producer of the pit, and he got kind of used to get kind of upset. You know, the people kept saying that like, man, he's his own artist, he's his own person, he's not Mac. Mac
mm,
is awesome, Mac is Mac, but this is Slick.
yeah.
He's his own person. I was like, you know, I feel that, but I don't get bothered by it, man. That's a legend.
No, for
That's a
real,
legend.
for
I
real.
embrace it, if anything, you know, but it's only in certain instances that I see it. It's not like we sound exactly alike. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Okay, can you take us back on any hip hop stories you have as far as the times you performed and fans reacted to your music?
I know one time, like opening up for, like we opened up for a gang of folks, man. Like hitting the stage and opening up for Wayne at the spot. Like that was dope. Uh, that was hella dope. Opening up for UTP. That was probably the one. UTP one probably stands out. That
Okay,
probably stand out the most because they had this track on Juvie album on damn, what was the name of that album? It was the last one he did on Cash Money. Juvie the Great. It
okay.
was on Juvie the Great, and there was a track on there that KLC produced, and Skip was on there, and I man, the place wasn't really as packed as it should have been, but it was only like that because you know if you from St. Louis, the Cardinals was in the World Series.
Right, right.
Wasn't nobody gonna be at the club. Everybody was downtown.
Hmm.
So UTP came to the spot and really wasn't nobody there. I'm like, man, these dudes are legendary, man. And Know Your Clap was number one in the country at the time, but the Cardinals was in the World Series. So that just,
Hmm.
but at the time, Skip was up there performing, and I knew every bar to that verse. And he walked past a couple times, and he was like, "Hey, I'm rocking with him right here. Like this
Yeah,
dude knows
yeah.
all the bars. He knows everything. He shook my hand like 5 times a night. It was dope. It was a dope experience.
Man, that's what's up, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. What's your take on growing up in St. Louis City versus St. Louis County, and what could be done to stop violence in St. Louis, Missouri?
Opportunity, just providing opportunities. Like in the county, I'm a county boy all day, but you know, I got love for the city and the east side. Like I spent, man, so much time on the east side. Like that's really where a lot of my bars and music was cultivated. You know what I'm saying? Was over there. But as far as, you know, county and city, like, man, we all one. We all one. The
Facts.
division comes in because there's no opportunity for nobody.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's the violence in the street because ain't no money in the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get the bodies when you don't have the money, you don't have the opportunity. So people are wilding out, and that's where it comes from. But like if you look at it, even going back to my childhood, growing up out here playing ball, it was a point in time where they took all the basketball hoops down from the elementary schools.
Mm.
So now you got a bunch of kids with all this energy with nothing to do. And so what do you think they're gonna do? And then you take away all the spots for us to kick it at, like the skating rinks and the movie theater, all that shit gone. So what we gonna do? What you
Hmm.
expect the youth to do? And it's all a plan. It was all a plan, man. Because I
Mhm.
guarantee you, like I don't know the statistics off top, but I bet you it was an increase in crime when them hoops started coming down. There was
No,
nothing
I
for the
believe
kids to
that. I
do.
can believe that, man. For real.
Hmm.
Uh, who are some artists you can say you would or have done music with coming from St. Louis?
Um, the latest track I did was with I did a gang of tracks with
Okay.
Soprano Hard. Did a gang of tracks with Soprano. Just did a track with Wiz Don X, He Cold, Corrosive, of course.
Okay.
Um, I was on this mixtape. Dutch Jackson, invited me to be on this tape. Um, it was called Killer Squad, and it had a bunch of St. Louis artists on there. This one artist, she was super dope. I don't know where she is at this moment. Her name was Backdraft.
Okay.
Cold. Backdraft was cold. I don't know where she is. Dutch put her on there, and then Averb was also on that track.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't even know where that track is, but I can't recall everybody else that was on there. It was a dope track though.
100, 100. Now we moving on past rap because you know you man many hats. How
Mm.
important is it to have good credit and create generational wealth?
Man, having good credit is everything. It's one of the key pieces to even talk about building anything. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. I had I don't know if I even told this story. I did. I told this story. I spoke at my school, at our former school, Hazelwood East. I
Okay.
spoke to some young men there about the importance of credit, especially because they was at that age around 17, 18, where they about to be adults out on their own, and they're gonna get these offers from these credit card companies and these banks, but you need to be smart and know how to use it. Don't be afraid of it. Just be mindful. Educate yourself on it because Hazelwood Day, Hazelwood Day of out here we go to Six Flags, and I was out there, man, with this outfit on that I bought with a credit card. I call it the most expensive outfit I've ever purchased because I purchased it with a credit card
Mm.
and not knowing what that purchase was going to do down the line to my credit to me because I didn't pay it off right. I didn't do it, you know what I'm saying? I didn't do it correctly. I didn't understand how credit worked and how to properly pay a car note, how to properly pay credit cards, how to really utilize it to your advantage. And I ended up homeless, like
Mm.
at like 26. Like I
Mm.
say, man, I had a daughter at the time, but I ended up in my mama basement in a recliner, sleeping in a recliner at 26 because I didn't have no credit to get no house. You know, my daughter's mother at the time, we ended up getting put out of the spot that we was at. So I figured, you know what? All right, cool. I just go get an apartment. I ain't never had one. It's nothing to go just grab one like it's a pair of shoes. And I kept getting denied and didn't know why until I stopped at this one complex and they told us like, yeah, we're not gonna let you move in here. But she told me, she was like, you got these things on your credit. That's why you keep getting denied for these apartments. And me not even knowing that me filling out these applications and running my credit even more is hurting me. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? So every application that got ran through was a ding on my credit. It was a hard pull on my credit. So it's steady pulling my credit down. But these are things I don't know. These are things we ain't taught in school. I didn't find this type of shit out till I was like 35, 34, in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? So it's a crazy game, man. It's a reason they don't teach it to you. But everything ain't gonna be taught to you. You gotta go find it. You gotta go find your success.
Yeah. Now that's real. Can you speak on some of the entrepreneurships? Basically, speak on the things that you have in the works for as
Yeah, right.
your business. I'm sorry, I had an interruption. For as
I
your
know.
business, your companies that you run.
Man, we got my wife owns her own salon. It's XM Studios, which is also an event space. We have vehicles on Toro that we rent out. You know what I'm saying? So we in the gig economy. You know, I was at General Motors for 7 years, but it it was no longer fulfilling. And then
Mhm.
at the same time, I had too much coming down the line, man. Like we got a child with special needs, we got 5 kids, and it was just so much going on that I couldn't stay at the job. But then internally, internally I was conflicted. Like, yes, I'm able to be here, but while I'm here, I'm away from my family. Like I missed a lot of birthdays. I missed a lot of special occasions. I missed a whole lot of time. Like my kids grew up and I didn't see them. So I had to come off the job, but I wouldn't have been able to come off the job without the knowledge of credit and how to utilize it to make things happen for you and your family. So like I said, yeah, we got the Turo cars, we got the event space. She has her own salon. Um, we was renting out our old house. We sold it. We ended up selling it, but we was renting it out too. So that was a business of us being landlords and understanding that game. It's just, man, this life is about doing what you want to do. We are here to create. So create for yourself versus somebody creating for you. Because if you waiting on somebody else, then you you're really at the beckon of whatever it is they want to do to you.
Mm-hmm.
You there's no way out of it. You know what I'm saying? So we ain't taking no handouts, man. We STL. Ain't no hustle without the STL. So that's what we do.
Man,
You
that's
know.
real. Man, that's real.
Hmm.
Okay, we moving on. How was it being on the news and getting a chance to be seen by the masses for your manifestations?
Oh man, it was dope. That was dope. I'd rather be on the news for that than on the news for something else.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy here, man, because it's just, man, a decision. You have to make a decision in your life for real. Like, we can talk about the environment and how we was raised and blaming other people, but man, nah, fuck all that. It's on you. It's on
Mhm.
you. So the decision for me to even, just having the decision to just grow up,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? The grace to change, the grace to grow, the space to grow, and then to end up on the news and talking about businesses and there with my wife. Like, that's empowering to people of our environment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Are you still doing music, and do you have any new music in the works?
Yeah, man, I can't stop.
Yeah.
I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? Even if I ain't in the booth, I'm always writing. There's always something going on. So
Come in.
yeah, I can't stop. I can't stop. I got some new tracks coming. I
Okay.
got a gang of new tracks coming. Um, I got to get something with Trey 14.
Yeah.
I got to
Yeah.
get something with him. I got to get something with you. Like,
Okay.
so, yeah, we got to get it in.
100. 100. What
Mhm.
artists or moguls inspire you and why?
Artists and moguls. Man,
Yeah. Yeah.
Master P, Jay-Z, Baby, um, Easy E. Easy might have been the first one that I really, you know what I'm saying, really tripped off of. Like, I didn't understand that he owned all that. Like, he was the head of the label.
Yeah.
I didn't. I just thought he was a rapper until I'm like, oh man, he was the CEO and handling all this business and this and that. But yeah, definitely Master P and Jay Z for sure.
Okay. Who's your top five favorite artists, if any?
Damn, that's hard. That's hard. I ain't gonna put Pac and Biggie in there. That's too easy.
Right.
And Jay and Nas, I ain't gonna put none of them in there. I'm gonna have to. I go with artists like Mac,
Okay.
uh, Fiend,
Okay.
Most Def. Most Def is dope. Like I always love Most Def.
Oh yeah, he nice.
Uh, well, y'all seen Bay. I don't want
Yeah. Yeah.
that's his
Y'all seen
name.
back. Right.
Um, Devin, love Devin the dude. Like his
Oh
music,
yeah.
his first album got me through so much shit. Especially the track. He got a track on there called "Do What You Want to Do." Man, that track got me through a lot of shit for real.
Yeah.
Um,
Last one.
that's
Last one.
four. That's four. I got one. I got one. Damn. Who would be the last one? Who? Um. Damn, man, that's tough. That's tough because we took all the other ones out. So
Right. Right.
let me see. Who would be number five, man? I can't even think of one right now. There's so many of them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, we come back.
Tech Nine.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Give
Yeah.
me tech. Give me
Yeah.
tech.
Tech. Yeah. Yeah.
Give me tech.
He
Yeah,
deserve a slot. You the first one
for
I think
sure.
heard say that.
For sure. Give me tech, man. That
Yeah.
dude cold. He's so underrated. It's crazy. I don't even see how he could be underrated with all the talent. Hey,
Right.
business, as far as moguls, man, look, they sleep on tech and his business acumen.
Yeah.
Straight up.
No, for real. Any merch or sponsors you want to represent?
Let's see, the sponsors. I got some merch. Just everybody follow the Common Sense Couple. That's the business with me and my wife, Sam Marie. So that's what we pushing right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And how can you be reached via social media?
On Facebook, it's Anthony Davis, Slick Nicolo Davis, Instagram Slick Nicolo. I know it's hard, people ain't gonna be able to spell that, but just follow the Common Sense Couple.
Yeah.
Just follow that. Just follow
For
that
sure.
page. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
For sure. All right. Before we get out of here, man, what's your message that you can get to the youth, man?
The message to the youth. What I wish somebody would have told me is not that I was a follower, but really be you. You know what I'm saying? Be yourself. Like I didn't hear that enough. I was myself, but I was I think my cool could be a detriment at times to where it's like I'm just I'm just chill and laid back. But if some shit ain't right,
Yeah.
man, stand, man, understand, speak on it. It's not right. It's not right. Don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to be yourself. Because folks will try to put you in a box. And honestly, they can't put you in no kind of box. You know, the only box they try to put you in is the one they can't get out of.
That's real.
You know?
That's real. I appreciate you again coming on the platform, expressing your vibration in hip hop.
Man, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Much love, much gratitude. This is another episode of When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop. I'm your show host, Israel Picasso. We tuning live from St. Louis, Missouri. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe. Come check us out November 17th. Gene Deal, Male Love, Legacy Bar and Grill, Delmar Loop. Come see what we got to offer, man. When I Fell in Love with Hip Hop first event, we're gonna show y'all something, that's never been done in St. Louis, man. And with that being said, we out here. Peace.
Yes, sir. Peace.